Hello students, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. In today's video, we are going to discuss about the geography questions that has been asked in the UPSC Prelims examination in the year 2017. So in this particular video, we are going to discuss in details what was the correct answer for each of the questions, the explanation behind that, and also we'll try to understand that why UPSC has asked question from that particular topic. So the first question is again related to the world map, where it has been asked that in terms of Mediterranean Sea, again we have discussed before also in several videos of previous year questions that Mediterranean Sea region is one of the most favorite region of UPSC because every year or at least every alternate year, one or two questions from this particular region has been asked continuously. So that is why if you are preparing world map, this is the region which you have to focus in a much more detailed manner, all the countries, all the major seas that is the part of Mediterranean region, all the other important geophysical features, as well as any other places, cities, countries, states that are in news in this particular region, you should have a clear grasp of that. So here the question is very simple, that out of the four countries of Jordan, Iraq, Lebanon and Syria, which of the following countries are actually bordering with the Mediterranean Sea? So let us take a look at the map of Mediterranean Sea. Now, if we take a look at map here, in this part of the West Asia, we can see that Israel has a border that is open to Mediterranean Sea. Lebanon, which is located to the north of Israel, also has a border with the Mediterranean. Then Syria has a border with Mediterranean. On the other hand, if you look at the Jordan is kind of a landlocked country, which is having a border with Syria and Israel in the north. However, it does not open toward the Mediterranean Sea. So obviously, the correct answer will be the Jordan, Lebanon. Jordan do not have any border. Lebanon, Syria has a border. Iraq also does not have a border because if you look at the map here, Iraq is situated somewhere to the east of Syria, and that is also a kind of landlocked country. So if we talk about in this particular question, the correct answer will be 3 and 4. C, that is the correct answer. The second question again relates to the India map. Here question has been asked about three different regions of the India, three different geographical features of the India. The first question is simply related to Himalayas, where it is said that in India, the Himalayas are spread over 5 states only. The Western Ghats, that is again a very important hill ranges in the peninsular India, are spread over 5 states only. And the Pulicat Lake is spread over 2 states only. So here, let us try to look at the map of India. Now, if we take a look at the extension of the Himalayas, Himalayas are spread all over from the west, Jammu and Kashmir in the west, all the way up to Arunachal Pradesh in the east. So we try to calculate the state through which it passes through. Obviously, we have Jammu and Kashmir, that is the first. Now, obviously it is a union territory. But the time when this question was asked, Jammu Kashmir was a state. Second, obviously, is Uttarakhand. Third, we have is the Himachal Pradesh. Then fourth we have is Sikkim. Then here also West Bengal, that is the 5th state. And then we have the Arunachal Pradesh, that is the 6th state. So overall, if you look at the northern part of India, it is passing through not 5 states, but more than 5 states. That means this particular option is incorrect. The second statement is that Western Ghats are spread over 5 states only. Now, if you take a look at the map of Western Ghat begins somewhere from the Gujarat, that is located to the south of Tapi Valley. Basically, Tapi river flows through Gujarat and drains into Arabian Sea near the city of Surat. So from the south of Tapi Valley, you have the beginning of the Western Ghat ranges. Then after Gujarat, it passes over Maharashtra. So first state is Gujarat, second is Maharashtra. Third here we can see is Goa. Fourth is Karnataka, fifth is Tamil Nadu, and sixth state is Kerala. So rather than passing through 5 states, the Western Ghats are passing over 6 states. So that means the second statement is also incorrect state. Now the third statement is Pulicat Lake is spread over 2 states only. Now obviously, even if you do not know about Pulicat Lake, Himalayas and Western Ghats are a very well-known geographical feature. During your preparation, you must have studied about this. So by elimination, also the only option you are left with is B, that is the 3 only. However, if you take a look at the Pulicat Lake and its map, Pulicat Lake is a coastal lake that is opening toward the Bay of Bengal, and it is situated in the Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. If you look at map here, this is the Pulicat Lake. So almost 90% of Pulicat Lake is part of Andhra Pradesh, and almost 10% of Pulicat Lake also comes under the state of Tamil Nadu. This is the border of Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. On the other hand, if you look at this Pulicat Lake, on the other side of Pulicat Lake, eastern side of Pulicat Lake, you have this island that is a type of spit island. And this spit island is also known popularly by the name of Sriharikota. And this island is used to launch the satellites or satellite launch vehicles by the ISRO. So it is very, very popular area. And that is why UPSC expect you to know about these major locations of the India. So that means the correct answer is B, 3 only. The third statement is related to the climate of India, where the concept of Indian Ocean Dipole has been asked. And in this regard, it has been given that with reference to Indian Ocean Dipoles, which is sometimes mentioned in the news while forecasting Indian monsoon, which of the following statements is or are correct? The first statement is that IOD phenomena is characterized by difference in sea surface temperature between the tropical western Indian Ocean and tropical eastern Pacific Ocean. The second statement is that an IOD phenomena can influence an El Nino's impact on the monsoon. So here basically this first statement is incorrect and the second statement is correct. So correct option will be 2 only. Now let us try to understand what basically we mean by the term IOD. So Indian Ocean Dipole, which many times is also referred as Indian Nino, this is simply the difference in the sea surface temperature between the western Indian Ocean and the eastern Indian Ocean. It does not have to do anything with the temperature, sea surface temperature in the Pacific Ocean. So when we have the negative phase of Indian Ocean Dipole, at that time the temperature of the eastern Indian Ocean is warmer, temperature of the western Indian Ocean is cooler, and due to this, obviously here we'll have high pressure, here we'll have low pressure. So winds start to move from the western Indian Ocean toward the eastern Indian Ocean, and also because of high temperature prevailing in the eastern Indian Ocean, you have more convection that happens. The convection here refers to the upward movement of the warm and moist air, and as the warm and moist air rises in the upward direction, obviously this convection will lead to formation of clouds due to the condensation of the water vapor. And these clouds will cause heavy rainfall in the eastern part of Indian Ocean. That means what we can say is that during the negative phase of Indian Ocean Dipole, you'll experience higher rainfall in the eastern part of Indian Ocean and drought-like situation or very less rainfall on the western part of Indian Ocean. The situation reverses when we are in the positive phase of Indian Ocean Dipole, because in the positive phase, the temperature of western Indian Ocean is greater than the temperature of eastern Indian Ocean. The cycle of the movement of air reverses. We have increased convection in the western part of Indian Ocean, and you have higher chances of rain in the eastern part of Africa that is situated in the western Indian Ocean. On the other hand, in the negative phase, you have higher chances of rainfall over the land masses of Indonesia and Australia, which many times also experiences flood during this particular phase of IOD. On the other hand, if you have no temperature difference between the western and eastern Indian Ocean, the IOD or Indian Ocean Dipole is also called as neutral IOD. Thus, what we can say is that Indian Ocean Dipole goes through 3 different phases: positive, negative, and neutral. The second statement that an IOD phenomena can influence an El Nino's impact on monsoon is obviously correct, because generally if you look at the impact of El Nino, it causes weakening of the monsoon. So if suppose the El Nino is causing weakening of the monsoon, and on the other hand, if we are on the positive phase of Indian Ocean Dipole, it will cause increased convection, more cloud formation in the western Indian Ocean, and thus when the southwesterly winds blows toward India, this extra cloud that is forming due to positive IOD will be carried forward toward India, which will cause more rainfall. Thus, what we can say that a positive IOD phenomena can actually negate or decreases the impact of El Nino on the monsoon of India, and in negative IOD phenomena, it will overall increase the impact of monsoon on India. Thus, correct statement is B, only 2. Fourth question again is related to the geography of India and the world, where it has been asked that which of the following islands that is given here is geographically closest to the Great Nicobar Island. Now, Great Nicobar is the southernmost island of the Andaman Nicobar group of islands, and the 4 islands that is given here are Sumatra, Borneo, Java, and Sri Lanka. Sumatra, Borneo, Java are part of Indonesia, and Sri Lanka is obviously a separate country. So, if you take a look at the map here, this is our Great Nicobar Island. This is the entire Andaman Nicobar Island. So, if you look at from the Great Nicobar Island, this is the Sumatra Island, this is here your Java Island, this is Borneo Island, and this is the Sri Lanka. So obviously, if you take a look at map, we can see it is the Sumatra Island that is lying closest to the Great Nicobar Island. And actually the distance between Sumatra and the Great Nicobar is just 150 kilometers. So the correct option obviously here will be Sumatra, that is the A. On the other hand, Borneo, Java, Sri Lanka, far away from the Great Nicobar Island. The fifth question is related to the rivers, where the Tista River, that is a kind of contentious river, disputed river between India and Bangladesh. Consider the following statement with reference to the river Tista. So the first statement is related to the source of river Tista, that the source of river Tista is same as that of Brahmaputra, but it flows through Sikkim. Now that is the incorrect statement, because Brahmaputra river originates from the Kailash mountain range situated in Tibet from a glacier which is called as Anshi Glacier. On the other hand, if we talk about river Tista originates from the Kanchenjunga mountain range that is situated in the Sikkim, state of Sikkim of India, from a glacier that is called as Jemu Glacier. So the source of Tista river is very different from the source of river Brahmaputra. So first statement is incorrect. The second statement is with regard to river Rangit, that river Rangit originates in Sikkim and is a tributary of river Tista. This is absolutely correct statement. Tista river has only one significant tributary in India, that is river Rangit. Third is river Tista flows into the Bay of Bengal on the border of India and Bangladesh. This is again incorrect statement, because Tista river definitely flows from the Sikkim and goes into Bangladesh, but it does not flow at the border of India and Bangladesh. Rather than it flows in between. Somewhere we can say it flows in the central part of Bangladesh before meeting the river Padma and then forming the delta. If you take a look at the river Tista here, we can see this is the point of origin in the Kanchenjunga mountain range from Sikkim. Then river flows like this. Then it enters Bangladesh here. And this is the border of India and Bangladesh. So river is not flowing at the border, rather than it is entering into central part of Bangladesh, meeting with the Jamuna river, that is Brahmaputra river as it is called in Bangladesh, and Padma river later, and then they form the Meghna Delta, that is the Sundarban Delta. It joins the Jamuna river at the place called as Fulchari in the Bangladesh. It forms the border between Sikkim and West Bengal. So the Pahuri Glacier is or Kangse Glacier, also called as Jemu Glacier, is from where we have the origin of river Tista. The sixth question is again related to the map of India. If you travel by road from Kohima to Kottayam, what is the minimum number of states within India through which you can travel, including the origin and destination? Now again, this is a kind of question which you cannot read somewhere. This is not a factual question. This kind of question you will be only able to correct if you have looked at the map of India multiple times, at least 50 to 60 times, and you also are able to know that where is the Kohima and where is the city of Kottayam. So if you take a look at the map of India, basically Kohima is the capital of Nagaland, situated in the northeastern region of India, and Kottayam is a very important city in the Kerala, situated in the southern part of India. So if you try to go from Kohima to Kottayam, what we can see that the first state is Nagaland, because we have to include the states in which these cities are lying. Then the second stage is Assam. The third state which we can enter is the West Bengal. Fourth state we can enter is the Odisha. Fifth state is Andhra Pradesh, and the sixth state is Tamil Nadu, and then the seventh state is Kerala itself. So overall, no matter whichever area, whichever states or whichever route you try to take, the total number of states that will have to pass through minimum is the 7. Because otherwise the other alternative will be having the higher number of states. For example, from Odisha, if you go to Chhattisgarh, from Chhattisgarh you go to Telangana, from Telangana to Karnataka, and Karnataka to Kerala. So again, this will be more than 7 states. It will be 8 states. So the minimum number of states that will have to pass through will be B, that is 7. The seventh question is related to Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats. That is, from the ecological point of view, which one of the following has due importance in being a good link between the Eastern Ghat and the Western Ghats? That is basically question is being asked. The Eastern Ghats are the hill ranges that is coming from the eastern part of India, and the Western Ghats, as you have discussed, are the hill ranges that lying in the coastal region of India. And somewhere near the Nilgiri hills, we see meeting between the Eastern Ghats and the Western Ghats. So rather than asking that which hills where Eastern Ghat and Western Ghat are meeting, they have asked in this year that which of these are the major protected area reserve where the Eastern Ghat and Western Ghat meets each other. So if you take a look at the map here, on this side we have the Western Ghat, and from this side we have the Eastern Ghat that is coming. And that is why if you look at in this particular area, the correct answer for this particular question will be Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve. It is the Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve in this region where we have the meeting of the Eastern Ghat and the Western Ghat. So the correct answer obviously is A, that is the Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve. The eighth question that was asked again is a map-based question. We can see again from the Indian geography, where it has been given us, where a statement has been given that at one of the place in India, if you stand on the seashore and watch the sea, you will find that the sea water recedes from the shore line a few kilometers and comes back to the shore twice a day, and you can actually walk on the sea floor when the water recedes. This unique phenomena is seen at which other places? Bhavnagar, Bhimanipattinam, Chandipur, or Nagapattinam. So this is again a very factual question, and the correct answer for this question is Chandipur, which is located in the state of Odisha. And if you look at the Odisha tourism website, there it has been clearly mentioned that, well, when you are at Chandipur beach, you can actually witness the sea disappearing in front of your eyes and reappearing again. Well, this is because seawater moves to retreat by 2 to 5 km during ebb tide, the duration between the high tide and low tide, and come back to the shore at time of high tide. This unusual natural phenomena keeps on happening daily, where one can actually see the sea and then watch it disappear in front of their eyes. And if you look at the image here, you can clearly see that during the time of ebb tide, when the low tide is happening, the water is moving away from the coast toward the sea. You can see the people are walking on the sea bed, and the water level has receded to a very significant extent from the actual coastline. So Chandipur is very well known city, also because it is located very closer to the place from where the DRDO or the Indian military launches its missile or tests its missile. So this is also very close to the missile testing center of the Indian military. So that is why all these questions has been asked. UPSC did not ask any question, any places randomly. It asked only those places which has been news or which has some significant importance in terms of India or at the global level. So that was the total 8 number of question that was asked in year 2017. I hope you understood the pattern of question that has been asked, the logic behind that, and the correct answer. If you like the video, please hit the like button, share it with fellow aspirants, as well as subscribe to our channel for more such content. Thank you very much.